Okay, good evening. So, of course, we'll be talking about how how to apply online teaching to our teaching, learning or teaching experience, right?
Yes.
As you said a while ago, Martin, traditional schooling or traditional learning versus online or the evolved
Revolution.
revolution learning,
Yes.
or what we call the online. Why?
Yes.
Online learning, right?
Yeah.
Of course, before anything else, I'd like to know, there's why. Of course, in every situation that we do, there's always why. Why we do this, why we do that, right? Why we need to study. What, Sir Martin?
Yeah.
Why do you think you need to study?
Because I want to know a lot of things, and I want to know, and I want to have knowledge and wisdom.
Okay. Wisdom. Gain wisdom, right?
Yes.
How about you, Sir Jay? Why do you think why do you think you need to learn?
To find a good job.
Okay. What else?
To know,
To have confidence.
Yes.
make friends.
Yes. To make
To
friends.
gain or
Self-confidence.
self-confidence, right? Because, of course, well, in reality, we don't mingle to uneducated person, right? I mean, because the breeding and the so on and so forth. I mean, that's the reality, right? We don't mingle to our level or below level, right?
Yes.
Am I? You get.
We understand.
Yeah, you understand,
yeah,
right?
I understand.
So, in everything that we do, we have a core values, or that is our core reasons, right? Because I believe in everything that you do, there's always a reason why we need to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, right? So, of course, we need to set goal here. Set goal. Okay, our goal is what? To learn,
Yes.
or
To know.
to have to gain our self-confidence to what?
To find a job.
Aside from job.
To have more
mingle,
friends.
Yeah, to mingle to other people, to have some interaction to the high class. That's reality, right?
Yeah.
Even though you don't have, you're a kick out or drop out from school, if you know how to what do you call this? To know how to compose yourself. You can mingle to the high end. Like for example, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is a dropout, but still he can mingle to Bill Clinton and Barack Obama and so on and so forth, right? Because he has some confidence. Make goal, get work on it, stick to it, and reach goal, right?
Yes.
So, when, of course, during this period, you will feel discouraged, you will feel, what do you call this? Self-pity, because you always do mistake. But of course, we have to keep in mind why do we do that? Because it will give us strength to move further, right? It also in all aspects in life, right? Of course, in today's world, internet is so much accessible. Even as young as 7 years old, he can access Facebook. But of course, example me, I'm just looking at the Facebook, but there's no filtration of the information, right?
Yeah.
Because we're just gaining or we're just reading all. We don't filtrate the information, what we have read or what we have see on the information from the internet, right? So of course, as a teacher here in aiThink, we are as guide to help the students to filter the information that he sees on the internet, right?
Yeah.
Because internet is so much accessible. And of course, if in today's world, ebooks or electronic books is also available, right? Like for example, the hard copy is not. I mean, the soft copy is always available on the ebooks when the student or the teacher don't want to buy the hard book. Of course, it's hard to carry that kind of thick books, right? So it is efficient or it is effective to have the ebooks. So you just, since the internet is so much accessible, we or the students can check the information from the internet, right? So there's ebooks and also with the help of Google,
Yes.
right? And of course, when we teach, well, of course, our job is teaching online, right? What do you think? What do you think is the other difference between teaching online and teaching in traditional versus online? What do you think is the difference?
There's no blackboard.
Yeah.
Yes.
What else? What else is the difference teaching online and teaching in traditional way, in a classroom type? Sir Martin, what do you think is the difference?
I think it's much easier in online teaching
Okay.
Why easier?
because I don't need to care the attitude of the students.
Yes, perfect. The behavior.
Yes.
Well, because you always have good students. Our students are good.
Oh,
Sometimes we have students like
don't-
disappear and then
and then
Bye-bye.
just like
But
that.
of course, out here, in traditional way, since one teacher is equal to average 25 to 30,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, the or what do you call this? The concentration is less in the side of the students in
Yes.
teaching, because 25 to 30 students out of one. Unlike in online, of course, it's 1-to-1. So the focus is higher, right?
Correct.
Because you're only focused to one child at a time. Unlike in traditional, 25 to 30 average. So and of course, in traditional classroom, what's the classroom? Sometimes it's not air conditioned. Sometimes it's not convenient,
Yes.
right? Example the school there. I'm not saying against it, but of course compared to the school beside. So the environment is, so how can we sure the quality of education of the child studying there? And of course, the student in online, the student can express himself online without thinking if he will get, what do you call this, shame or pahiya if he commits mistake, because of course building self-confidence is like no one will get laugh at you when you get wrong, right? Because in your experience, I experienced that when I go to some recitation, then I answered wrong, so some of my classmates laugh at me.
Yeah.
So of course my self-confidence got low. Unlike to online, of course you have confidence because you're just talking straight to the teacher. So there. And of course, well, self-motivation is the key. So we have to remind the students why they need to learn English or why they need to learn such things, right? Of course, in self-motivation, they are accountable for themselves. They have to, have some self-responsibility for themselves. If they don't learn this, so who will benefit from it? Who will get the loss in the end? So, of course, if they know English, who will benefit from it? Of course, themselves, right? Not us as teacher. And of course, as a teacher also, we have to track their progress. Like for example, you shown a while ago the lesson plan and the comments, stuff and things. Of course, they also, or we, or both parties should track their progress, right? So, example, they already know this, so we have to track we have to adjust the level of difficulty for the student, right? And in ask for help, both students and the teacher need to ask for help to whom? Of course, to the well-experienced person, right? Example, me. I will ask to my superior, which is Sir J, or I will ask you. Sorry. Of course, if the student need ask for help, he will ask me as a teacher. A while ago, in my experience in Bruce, when he have some clarification about English stuff or some Chinese stuff, he asked me. Of course, yeah. A while ago, he asked me some Chinese.
Yes.
No, well, of course, it's my job to help him understand such things, right? Although it's out of the topic, but of course, it is my responsibility to teach him. To not exactly to teach him, but to know what's the meaning of it. Okay, and in self-motivation, of course, don't stress yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, don't stress yourself. Well, when you have some mistake, don't focus on the mistake. Just focus to keep on going and going. Right? Of course, in teaching stuff, some student may feel that way, but of course, we as a teacher, we don't let that happen to them, or we don't let that feeling be in part of the child, because it can destroy his self-motivation. Right? Adaptability. Since we are, Martin, we are Filipinos, so we are teaching other culture, right? Chinese, or soon to be there's Korean or Japanese. Of course, we have to adopt their culture. We have to break some barrier for us to be able to teach them well, right? Because, I don't know, because in Chinese, it's hard to communicate to a non-Chinese. Am I right?
Sometimes.
Well, of course, because, as for me, in my experience in Cerebros, in my first 3 days, still have to adjust, because how will I able to teach him? There's still some cultural differences. I don't know how. But of course, in the long run, I have to get along with it. So I already have to break the barrier between me and Cerebros, so he can express well his concern or his other questions for me, so I can answer it correctly, right? And cultural differences, and of course, language barrier. There are some words that it's hard to translate it in English as much as it's hard to translate it from Chinese, right? So, it is advantage if a teacher can know some basic Chinese in stuff, so you can communicate well in
Sergio
English.
will teach us.
Yeah, Sergey will teach us. So
No problem.
that's why sometimes I ask him, what's the translation of this? Am I right? Because sometimes it's hard to teach students. You already explained the whole thought, but still he can understand it.
That's why we need online resources.
Yeah.
We need dictionary and
Yeah,
some pictures to help.
But sometimes the online resources is not appropriate. So we need to ask
Still
you.
can't understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because when we ask you, it's straight to the point. Unlike sometimes when asking
That's correct.
when asking the Google, what? It's still still far from what we are really intend to, right?
Wow, correct. I like
So-
the intent.
Intense.
Yeah.
Of course,
Oh.
as during our training, Sir J always tell us that we always have a backup plan, right? Or the lesson plan should be flexible, flexible. Yeah, or the backup plan in short.
Okay.
Of course, although we already prepared a plan, but when the students asking some things from you that it's out of the topic, of course you still need to have your backup plan, right? That still incorporate to the real plan or the backup plan. Well, in my experience, of course, in Sir Bruce, we're supposed to have the lesson for the about now. But yesterday, I asked you if I can teach him or I can use the interchange, right? So, a while ago, I teach him two kind of lesson.
Really?
Yeah, because sometimes the book has a wrong grammar. A while ago, the piece of cake, it should be slice of cake, right? So,
A piece of cake also.
no, because when you say piece, it can be the whole cake.
Oh, that's teacher Kate. Okay, go teacher Kate.
Yeah, this is the whole cake. You can say, I want a piece of cake. So it means the whole cake. If it's slice, of course, the slice only, but in the book, piece. But in the book, the piece of cake means here, the slice. So it should be slice of cake.
Okay, we can email to Cambridge.
No, not the Cambridge, the bayet.
Okay.
That one?
Yung bayet,
Ah.
yung the one that's printing.
Ah.
Okay. Yeah. At least we know now. A slice of cake.
Yeah, slice of cake, not a piece of cake.
One whole of cake. Because one whole. Okay.
Because of course, when I go to a bake shop, I want a piece of cake. So the other people understand it as the whole cake, right?
Ah.
Well, most of it. When you say
That's
slice,
like cultural differences.
yeah, so it should be slice, still slice.
One slice.
That's why there's a word slice.
Anyway, I don't like cake. So I
That's
will
why
not
there's a word slice.
So maybe you argued with Bruce. No argumentation.
No, not
Okay.
so far. Of course, sometimes I have to correct him. No, because he's still too much reliant on the book. Hey, I don't have to argue because he is. So I have to research some books. So here I have to present here. The book states here the blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So there. So of course, to sum up all my
Already finished?
yeah.
Wow, I like your PPT, really. So you help me to make next time. Very simple but very good.
Yeah. See?
Oh,
When you-
already only 4 slides. Thank you.
See, wait. In self-motivation, here, keep believing yourself. Of course, here, that's the key.
Ah,
It's
wow.
always the key.
Okay.
Just believe in yourself. Don't focus on your mistake. Just learn from it.
Okay, you can tell Mika.
No, Bruce.
See?
See, you should teach this.
Yeah, like that.
What?
Sir Bruce, this is your key.
And then we will go to Tagaytay.
And
Yes.
then, of course, to sum up this one,
Yeah.
we as a teacher need to filter what they getting from the internet, because of course internet is uncontrollable things for us, because of course as a child they can type or they can surf anything they want. Then as our job is to filter the information for them, to adjust their level of difficulty, because we cannot teach the the intermediate math to a grade 1 student, right? Although it is math, it is about numbers, right? So it is our job to adjust the situation, or adjust the, what do you call this, the level of difficulty of the student. So that's it for today. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.